to my channel one more time. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, I really appreciate that. Again, consider subscribing right here. Let's jump ahead and talk about this particular video that I found to be very interesting. So let's take a look. This video, I will be making some reactionary video on this video from Sheikh Imran Hussain. So let's take a listen first, and then inshallah we can talk more about it. But before I play his video, I want to let you know, guys, about the hadith that I should share with you when he talked about the coming of the Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and he said that this lake, the Tabariya lake, or the Galilee lake, what they call in English, will dry up. Now Rasulullah mentioned that lake, okay, Galilee lake, that will dry up, and the people, the Gog and Magog, they will drink up from the lake, all of it. In fact, he said that when they will pass by this lake, buhayrati tabariyati fayashrabuna ma fiha. He said, Rasulullah said that when they will pass by this lake, they will drink from this lake whatever the lake will have. So everything there in the lake, water that they will see, all of it will be consumed, all will be drunk by the Gog and Magog, by the Ya'juj and Ma'juj. But nevertheless, Sheikh Imran Hussain, he said something very interesting. He said that the Israelis, they are already there, they're using that lake. So let's take a listen a little bit more, inshallah, and then we can talk, inshallah.
And now we come to the one hadith that has created a problem for the world of Islamic scholarship. The hadith is in Sahih Muslim. It speaks of the return of Nabi Isa alayhi salam. And then he kills Dajjal. And then after he has killed Dajjal, فَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ. Ba'atha does not mean release. Ba'atha means to send. But somehow or the other, everybody have come to the conclusion.
One of the things that you will notice in his commentary is that Sheikh Imran Hussain is saying that there will be Isa ibn Maryam, okay, Jesus, he will come, and then the hadith continues on as he referred, and this is a Sahih hadith. So basically he is referring to a chain of events, okay, a chain of events. When the hadith was mentioned in that fashion, we have to take it the way it is. We do not want to find deep meanings. Islamic scatology that we study, it doesn't mean that you can interpret your way of understanding and say this is how it is. Yes, you can make predictions, because the scholar, the ulama, they are okay if people are making predictions about the end of time, because there is no solid knowledge. None of us know about the end of time, so it is okay to make prediction. But coming and saying that, well, this is exactly what will happen, as Sheikh Imran Hussain is trying to hint that he knows exactly what is happening, is something I find very problematic. So let's take a listen a little more, and then inshallah we can talk more.
That after Nabi Isa alayhi salam kills Dajjal, that Allah will now release Ba'atha, Gog and Magog. The first of them will pass by the Sea of Galilee, but in Arabic it's not the Sea of Galilee. That's an English word used by the Christians. The Jews don't use Sea of Galilee. The Jews call it Lake Kinneret. And in the Ahadith it is known as Buhayrat Tabariya, Lake Tiberias. All three names refer to the same body of water. The first of them will pass by the Sea of Galilee and start to drink the water. And by the time the last of them pass, they will say, there used to be water here.
Okay, up until this point, it is okay. Whatever he's saying is true, is from hadith. But the problem starts right here, really.
I think this is a
Listen to this.
Fairly simple footprint to recognize. Fairly simple, like the tall buildings, that when you see the water level in the Sea of Galilee going down and down and down, and when it reaches the point of no return, that it has crossed the level now, that the sea.
Okay, so one more phenomenon that I need to mention here is that the Sea of Galilee, in fact, all the lakes in that part of the region, they get a lot of rain sometimes. Some years there is no rain whatsoever. Just because the Sea of Galilee is drying up right now, it doesn't mean in any way, shape, or form that there will be no more rain in the future and that this lake will not be flooded. In fact, it will have to be flooded according to my understanding from the hadith, because the reason is because Yajuj and Majuj, the real Yajuj and Majuj, the one that is being referred in the hadith, they will drink from this hadith, from this lake, as I mentioned, فَيَشْرَبُونَ مَا فِيهَا, whatever this lake will have, they will drink. So we might see that this lake is flooding in the future, in the coming days, coming months, coming years. And it has happened in the past. If you go to Israel, if you ask those people, they will tell you that yes, some years we get a lot of rain, other years we do not get a lot of rain or no rain at all. Now, the question is, you have to, attach that lake, somehow with the hadith. You do not necessarily. I mean, the hadith talks about the end of time, and we can talk about this lake from a geographical way, or talk about that lake in a way that we do not need to bring the hadith, because Allah alam, the end of time and how it will be played out, we do not know. One thing I can tell you from my limited knowledge, which is that this lake that we see today, it will have an impact, or it will have a consequence when it comes to the end of time. Basically, the end of time, when we see the end of time is happening, we will also see changes in the lake, in that part of the region. But that doesn't mean, okay, so put it this way, just because the lake is dry right now doesn't mean the hadith, the end of time, is here. It's the exact opposite. Because the end of time is here, the lake is drying. Okay, so the scholars, like I should not say scholar, Sheikh Imran Hussain, he's trying to say that the lake is drying up, therefore Dajjal, Yajuj and Majuj and all of these things are happening or will happen. I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying that because Dajjal is here, because Isa ibn Maryam is here, because Yajuj and Majuj is here, that's when and how this lake will dry up. So it is important for us not to associate, the weather pattern, the weather change with the end of time, because again, we do not know, Allah alam, when the end of time will actually happen. We have all the minor signs. I'm saying that the end of time is very close. Rasulullah, he said that the difference between me and the end of time is like these two fingers. We are close, but that doesn't mean we are there, and this is talking about the major signs. When we talk about this lake, we are talking about major signs. So again, I would have to disagree with him, with Sheikh Imran Hussain, or anybody for that matter, whoever will come up with this theory that, hey, look, something happened, so we're end of time. No, it's exactly the other way around. Something did not happen because of end of time. It is end of time, so that thing has happened. So put it the other way around.
The Sea of Galilee could ever be revived. It's only a matter of time for it to dry up. Then you know that you are close now to the end. What is the water level in the Sea of Galilee now? The answer is the water level in the Sea of Galilee has already crossed the point of no return.
So they are talking about this red line. You see this red line, he's talking about that. Again, it can happen. It's nothing unusual, especially these days. We are, because of the global warming, climate change, we're seeing that a lot of places are not getting rain at all. But then we are also seeing the exact opposite happening the very next year. For example, what happened in US, Texas, they got a lot of snow. We are not supposed to be getting snow because we are supposed to be getting warm weather. Rather, it's the opposite happening. So just because it has dried up the way it has right now doesn't mean there will be no more rain in the coming days.
That's how low it is.
Something we need to be careful about.
Indicating that Gog and Magog have been passing. When they pass by the Sea of Galilee, where are they going?
No, they're not passing. I don't agree with that at all. This is talking about the end of time, actual thing happening. It's not a metaphorical way of talking. It is exactly what it is. The Hadith talks about that Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be there. Hatta idha futihat Ya'juj wa Ma'juj min kulli dhahabi yamsilun. Allah Azza wa Jalla made it very, very clear in the Quran that the Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be coming from all mounts. They will be spreading. So they will have to come physically for this lake to dry up. And this is exactly what the Hadith mentioned, that the Ya'juj and Ma'juj will drink from this lake, and then this will happen after the Summa, and then this will happen. So there is a sequence of events. It's not something like, well, these things are already happening. Ya'juj and Ma'juj, they are already here. They are already passing by. It's something, you are just shooting dirt, in the dark. Wallahi.
Going to Jerusalem.
One very important thing also I want to mention to you guys is that we will not see coming of Dajjal anytime soon unless WW3 will take place. As I said in the past, for Dajjal to have come, for Imam Mahdi to come, all of these big events to take place, before that there will have to be a Malhama, WW3. There has to be WW3. The technology we know today has to be gone. And that's how you find the coming of the Mahdi and Dajjal will happen, because when this technology and WW3 will happen, the world that we know today will not exist anymore. I will not play the video anymore, but I hope that inshallah this will give you some idea as to how to be careful when we deal with hadith. And I'm not saying what Sheikh Imran Hussain is saying is completely wrong. Allahu Alam, again, we do not know the future, but I'm saying that be careful. Do not use an event and link it with hadith, and then you find that event is changing and people will be like confused. Rather, use the hadith and use the circumstance that we're living in. And if you hear that Dajjal is here, right, or the Mahdi is here, then yes, you go ahead and claim that, well, the lake of Galilee is drying up. So yes, we are definitely at the end of time. Not jumping the gun ahead. That's my point. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, leave your comment, like this video if you did, share this video, and I will see you soon again. Take care.